The charter school constitutional amendment is really the result of a Supreme Court decision this last summer. For a number of years, the state of Georgia has a charter school commission that determined what charter schools would be approved from a state perspective. So we have local charter schools, and then the commission approved state charter schools. In a split decision at the Supreme Court, 4-3, they decided that the state commission was unconstitutional. So this legislation addresses that. And at the end of the day, all it simply does is put it on the ballot for the people of Georgia to decide. I know that there are impassioned beliefs on both sides of this issue, but ultimately it's the people's money, it's the people's state, and the people ought to decide this question. Whether charter education is good in Georgia or not, I personally think it is. I think the studies show that it is. More importantly, I think giving children more options is always better than giving them fewer options. But it's ultimately not my decision, it's the people of Georgia's decision. And that's why this ballot question is so important. We'll let the people vote on it. I trust democracy, and democracy will work. Well, the tax reform package is the result of a lot of work that's been done over a number of years, because it ultimately were issues in this package that have been introduced as early as 1997 with respect to the elimination of the sales tax on energy used in manufacturing. So we took a lot of ideas and put them together in a package that at the end of the day, I think it's pro-family and it's pro-jobs, and it's good for the state of Georgia. Now, there are certain parts of it that even I didn't agree with, but as an entire package, I think it is positive. It's about a $263 million tax cut for Georgians. So when we look across the nation and we see that over the last 3 fiscal years, 40 of the 50 states have raised taxes, I'm happy to live in a state that's actually cutting taxes, and that's what we did with this measure. A couple of the major changes that you'll see, first of all, the marriage penalty is going to be not eliminated, but it's going to be significantly reduced. For some strange reason in Georgia, many years ago, they passed a tax code that included a penalty for being married, so that if you file as a married couple, you actually would pay more in taxes than if you had filed as two individuals, and that's just terrible policy. So this gets rid of most of that penalty. The second part is the elimination of the birthday tax and the elimination of the sales tax on automobiles, and let me explain that. Every year you pay an ad valorem tax or a property tax on your vehicle. We call it the birthday tax. That will go away. What also is going away is the sales tax that you pay, and you would pay in Georgia anywhere from 6 to 7% sales tax. So those two taxes are going away to be replaced by one tax, which is a title fee on the value of the vehicle, anywhere between 6.5% and 7%. So two taxes going away, being replaced by one tax that's equally applied to all vehicle sales. We think that's more fair, it's more transparent, and over the long term, over the very long term, it actually will be a tax reduction as those vehicles with ad valorem tax go out of service. So those are two of the major items that the consumers will see and the individuals will see. One of the good things for business is we have eliminated the sales tax on energy used in manufacturing and agriculture, and that's something we've been trying to do for years and years and years. Yes, we've got some great announcements. We had Kia a few years ago. We just recently had Caterpillar, but we need about 5, 10, or 12 more Caterpillar-type announcements over the next few years. Georgia's coming out of this recession, 7 straight months of declining unemployment numbers. Metro Atlanta now #2 in the nation for job creation. That's great. When we pass tax policy like this, particularly that helps our manufacturing sector, that's even better. So overall, while not a perfect package, some things in there I didn't like, overall it was a good package, and I think good for the citizens of Georgia.